My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Bazaar. It's time to play Dually. There are some who wouldn't even play Dually anymore this patch, who've decided that Dually is far too difficult to get 10 wins with. Each and every one of them, cowards! There are some who won't even play Dually anymore, including such people as me off camera, but we're doing a series, so I gotta play Dually today. Oh, Ignition Core, great, a chance to win. Look, I don't want to be too sour on this guy, but like, man, Dually feels weird this patch. One medium silver tier item, one silver tier skill. Give me a silver tier item, skill. Oh, it's improved toxins. Really wish it was fiery, alas. Lost crate to upgrade the ignition core on floor 1, you know what, I'll take that. But yes, all this to say, Dually hard right now. So I'm aiming for 7 wins. If I can get to 10, I'd be over the moon about it. I mean, I should head to Pyro. I can already win that fight without selling anything, so I'll just do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Dually. I like Dually. I enjoy Dually a lot. I feel quite restricted off camera when I'm cycling back and forth between playing Pig and Vanessa. I cannot wait until they add Dually to the game in the next patch. Sorry, apologies, we lost the recording there, a little bit halfway through that fight. I was just saying that I was keen to try and pick up an extra burn tool. And we have. Specifically, actually, a burn tool, the lighter. Small tool, every 3 seconds burns for 1. Very good item to put on the right side of the core. Scale it by 2 burn every single time the ignition core goes off. So we've got core tech, loot, and tool. Unfortunately, that means we can't go to the tiny fairy monster for additional value here. Well, okay, we can go there for additional value. We just can't go there for the best value, which is having a toy, a pet, or a food in order to get experience there. Quicksil's a bit expensive at the moment. I almost feel like I could go for the 3 spare change and just hold on to it. Yeah, because, like, what am I actually going to run in this next fight? Ultimately, I'll be selling the upgrade hammer to upgrade the ignition core, and then I just want a fast item on the left-hand side of the core. And, like, Quicksil's not necessarily going to give me that. Why don't I just take 3 spare change, hold on to it for a little bit of time, just in case? Okay. Hey, that's what I wanted to see. Andy, you're selling small items. I'm looking for your fastest, smallest item. Andy.
Size dilutes the brain. Mind is highly concentrated.
My lord. I mean, if you're just gonna offer me burn items, I'm gonna put them on the correct side of the core, and then I'm gonna go.
You're
Induction
a smart
Aegis.
one for your size.
Every 5 seconds, shield 10 and burn 1, and then the ignition core gets upgraded, so now it's giving items to the right 2 additional burn for the rest of the fight, which means that very, very quickly it is going to overwhelm enemies. I'm just going to hold on to the rest of my coin right here, because, like, if I can get B1 and B2 to upgrade lighter, induction Aegis, and all 3 of these spare change, plus whatever bronzes I happen to pick up before B1 and B2 turn up, be pretty good. Okay, hopefully that's not a double barrel. Oh, Longshan. Yeah, I suspect I have enough time in this fight. Well, do I? Seaweed, but it's only getting buffed by 1 thing. My health is halved right now, but my burn is very high. No, they're gonna win this one. Damn.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
What I wasn't accounting for is the catfish is a 4-second trigger now. And they also had improved toxins, so it was poisoning for a lot and quite quickly. I figured the board, the damage on the Longshan was the thing I had to worry about. That was not the thing I had to worry about. I'd love to go to the Jungle Ruins as soon as they had an option for Dually. Let's go to
sometimes I sell stuff.
JJ. I feel like I should just take and run blast doors for some additional defense while I'm scaling here. Burn, 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 burn. Oh, thank you kindly. Immolating Spark, your leftmost burn item has +3 burn.
Half my life mastering that technique. So like 9 years.
Andy sells small items. Again, I'm looking for fast items, I'm looking for burn items, and especially I'm looking for, very unlikely to find it, but especially I'm looking for Omega Ray.
Just taking the first step toward good taste.
Only starts in availability at silver tier. Crypto is a really, really good pickup here, because especially if I can upgrade that, we're off to the races. Bomb Squad, yeah, this is more of a haste and a friend tool than a burn tool. Thrusters, this is more of a tech and a cooldown tool than a burn tool. I'll
Tell everyone you
take
got it
Crypto,
here.
and I'm kind of... I think I hold off, because then I can win the next fight. I'll be up to 8 gold, because I can definitely take the hardest fight today. Rogue Scrapper, of course. And then after this fight, I'll be up to 8 gold, so if I see B1 and B2, I'll be able to upgrade everything. I've got to make sure that I'm always in a spot where I have things that I can upgrade from B1 and B2, because it's one of the largest power spikes that you can get early on. It's very efficient, both like power level and economic upgrade at the same time with B1, B2. Barbed Wire. When you shield, this gains 5 damage for the fight. 4-second weapon. Damn it. Tool tech. You know, maybe I should have held on to Bomb Squad literally just so I had a friend in hand so I could possibly get the Tiny Furry Monster upgrade.
You're huge.
That's
So many huge items.
that's a bit of a whiff for us, unfortunately. GPU, haste the core for 1 second every 4 seconds. I mean, I'm going to be fielding Barbed Wire as well, so yeah.
Buy from Barcoon instead. He actually cares about this.
Can't really afford to reroll her short, though. Mountain Pass. I can take pretty much any combat you throw my way, especially the Giant Mosquito. Thankfully, that's actually going to rescue us and put us back on pace. I'd usually sell Crypto right now, but because B1 and B2 possibly can turn up, I'll hold on to it until they possibly do. That'll be our level 3. Oh, and Rush at the start of the fight. Haste to weapon, 3 seconds. Love it. Much easier inclusion of Power Drill into this board. I mean, Power Drill also kind of wants to go on a lot of different boards that have Ignition Core. There's just like a lot of burn triggers going on, but also hasting it at the very start of the fight is quite nice. We'll currently be hasting the Barbed Wire, though. Bronze tier loot item. I'm not really interested in bronze tier loot items as much as I am in just getting a bronze tier item at the moment, because it could easily be something like Uzi. Oh my god. It could easily be something like Rocket Launcher. Every 6 seconds, deal 8 damage with a burn of 2 and multicast of 3. So every 6 seconds, that's 3 seconds worth of charge for the Ignition Core if it goes on the left-hand side. It does feel like I should run Blast Doors just because Vanessa is Vanessa and Vanessa is Vanessa right now. So when Vanessa is Vanessa, you have to run Blast Doors just in case Blast Doors stops Vanessa from Vanessa-ing through your Blast Doors. But sometimes Vanessa does anyway, so I don't know what to tell you about that. My damage certainly ramps faster than it currently than it previously did. Ignition Core definitely needs to stay on this board right now. Like it's absolutely the scaling of the burn that's relevant. Without that, like, we end up with a board like this, where the Ignition Core, sure, it fires faster. Every 5 seconds it gets a charge. Every 3 seconds it gets another charge. But it does 7 burn, and then it does 7 burn again, and this is doing 1, and this is doing 4. Without scaling, we lose. I almost wonder if, like, I want only one item getting the scaling. Maybe Rocket Launcher on this side. Maybe it's something like this. So we get the haste on the Rocket Launcher at the very start of the fight, which means that 3 seconds into the fight, it goes off for the first time, giving 3 seconds worth of charge to the Ignition Core. Those 3 seconds worth of charge to the ignition core give the additional damage to the lighter, and also the rocket launcher itself is firing with +5 burn because it's got immolating spark. And then we have defensive and just additional speed. I think that might be the best version that I can run at the moment. I'm not over the moon about it, but effectively. Ultimately, my concern is I run into a big weapon and then I just die instantly. No big weapon. Yes, there's some poison. 3 poison at the start of the fight, another 4 poison every 4 seconds from the catfish, but I suspect that I'm going to out-DOT that. Okay, yeah, that worked out pretty well. So I ended up getting just about 8 seconds into the fight. The fishing net had just gone off. The majority of the burn was not even dealt by the lighter. Obviously, if the match went any longer, the majority of the burn would have been dealt by the lighter after that point. Having scaled to get +6, so 7 burn every 3 seconds. Versus... what? 7.5 burn every 3 seconds from rocket launcher. So this is the more efficient tool at the start of the fight. This is the more efficient tool literally by 8 seconds in. Right. Mountain Pass. I'm so above the level of the average enemy right now that Mountain Pass is almost always going to be the crack for us. This is a difficult one because a Hexa destroys our small items. So I think it's really important that not only I have as few small items as possible. Well, actually, maybe I want as many small items as possible. Yeah, I need my items to be fast as possible because as soon as the ignition core and rocket launcher go off enough times, the enemy just burns to death. No matter what they've done to me in the interim. This is a great opportunity for us to pick up solar farms super early on in this build. I mean, I can't tell you that's what's going to happen, but I'd love if that's what please happen. I think this is the gold enemy from day 4. Like, we're fighting it a day ahead and the higher difficulty. It's just, our board was perfectly prepared for theirs. Has armory, health, toughness, and shield. It feels difficult to care about that, knowing that the shield item that I care about the most at the moment is also almost irrelevant. Oh, look. I want to see Balloon Butt.
Pretty scary. You might want some armor.
Gear Nola Bar. When you sell a tool, this gains +1 max ammo. It does shield for 60 every 4 seconds, which is 60. I have exactly 1 tool right now, and it's the lighter, and I don't want to sell it. Is Gear Nola Bar better than Blast Doors in this meta? 4 seconds in, 60 shield, happens every time, and it's additional shield for the ignition core. Oh no. It can't be. You can't make me agree that that's the case. But Wallace, how long until you shield for 60? What, you gotta activate 3 times after 18 seconds into the fight? You're starting to shield for as much as Ginola does? Of course, Ginola runs out of ammunition, which is a problem that has to be solved. It's either that or roll, but the thing is, if I roll, I suspect I end up rejecting Blast Doors as an upgrade. So why wouldn't I just take the Gear Nola right now? It's like a really bad shield potion. Let me check how it scales again, because if it doubles again when it gets to gold tier, I don't know, maybe I'll consider it. It doesn't double again. It goes 30, 60, 90, 120. Look, I'll upgrade it. I told you I wasn't gonna to. I lied. That was me lying. It's a fun bit where I just lie to you. I didn't want to upgrade it. They made me. Oh, eccentric etherite, you say? Do you care to upgrade my barbed wire for me?
The sparks! They're everywhere!
Thankfully, our burn should keep their shield suppressed, meaning I don't really have to run shield in this fight, just full aggression.
Whew. Seeing spots here.
Come on, give me rigged. Dang, goggles. When this gains haste, your items gain 4% crit chance to the fight. It's a tool and it's apparel. Upgrade a bronze tier item. I kind of want to skip that. And because B1 and B2 offer me so much value right now. Like, what do I even upgrade as my bronze item? Like GPU, I guess? I want to hit Pip, because if I hit any of the other burn-related skills, it's super valuable.
Being an elder,
Especially
is one
fiery.
perspective. Youth has its own wisdom.
I will take right-handed. Your rightmost weapon has plus 20 damage. That's just plus 60 damage
I'm impressed.
every so often. I'll sell the goggles and head to the eating contest to Nom. And I'll take this opportunity to go to Lost Crate. Get a skill, possibly a silver. It wasn't. It was toughness, though. Plus 10 shield for both the Induction Aegis and Blast Doors. Oh, and we're up against a pig, so hopefully we shouldn't get pushed too much that way. Enfys hasn't won a fight yet. I feel you. Sometimes it's difficult. Don't find any Ganjo. Don't find any weights or anything like that. No early game scaling. It can be a hard lot. Oh. Heat Lover, where you or your enemy burns, gain 2 regeneration for the fight. Buddy, how dare you? How ding-dong diddly dare you? Also, they do have Ganjo, and they have it between Fixer Upper and Spiky Shield, so they're actually really frustrating for me. Oh, their regen is legitimately keeping them in the game right now. Oh, they would have been dead so long ago without it. Heat Lover really kept him in there. Neat. Okay. So. Rocket launcher. Fired 9 times. Contributed 9 seconds worth of charge, 1.5 charges to the ignition cores resolutions. And the induction Aegis and the lighter triggered 11 times. They did carry out a huge amount of burn damage. So every 5 seconds, you're 1 trigger. Every 3 seconds, you're 1. So every 6 seconds, this is about the same speed. This is 1 activation every 5 seconds versus 2 activations every 6 seconds. We can kind of say that's similar to 3 activations every 6 seconds. Making it relatively equal for those being on the left and right. Give me a second, I'm gonna run some calculations. Okay, I've taken some time, and I am certain at this point that keeping the rocket launcher on the left-hand side is appropriate for the moment. However, it's especially appropriate if the barbed wire is off the field, and it is the item that gets the rush, because then 3 seconds into the fight it goes off for the first time, and then it can reliably start scaling earlier than any other available option can do so. So I kind of want to get the barbed wire off of the field. And granted, it did 115 damage over the course of this fight, but realistically, any reasonably fast weapon in that slot would have done that. I could just replace that with pretty much anything else that speeds up the rest of my board, and I'll be pretty happy about it. boy. I would save enough money for B1 and B2. Oh, maybe I do. You know what? Yeah. B1 and B2 right now. Here it goes. Boom. Right there. No. Damn. I had to call my shot on that one. I admittedly do need some additional money, so I'm going to go to the docks and I'm going to work for a tour. Power Sander. Every 4 seconds, adjacent weapons gain +6 damage and +6 shield for weapons. I'm going to sell the tech so that I'm not selling any of my bronze items because B1 and B2 are on the other side of the day.
I can help you.
Just waiting for me. Defensive stance. When you use a weapon, your shield items gain 3 shield for the fight versus hotspots. When you use your leftmost item, burn 3. Leftmost item causes burn triggers is pretty good. Power Sander triggers about as fast as the barbed wire, so this would be pretty appropriate, I think.
When you're ready,
I don't dislike scaling our shields, but the reality of the situation is we're not going to be able to keep shield on the field for that long. At some point, we are going to need to use some additional tools to make this build faster, and considering we have Rush, and considering we got Hotspot, there's a very obvious direction to go for that tool. The tool. Just whirring, increasing in the background. I mean, we can definitely take out Hellbilly. It just comes down to whether or not I think another one has a better item for me. I think not. I think it's Hellbilly here. I mean, yeah, Boiler and Brawler possibly getting his time to tinker or the energy potion. Like, look, those hits are always going to exist. I would have no problem with picking up left-handed here, getting an additional 30 damage on the rocket launcher. Excellent. Holiday. Every 6 seconds, deal 8 damage with a multi-cost of 2. I'm selling the barbed wire to pick up Holiday. Again, trying to maintain as many bronze items as possible, because B1 and B2 are right around the next corner. Nufu's selling me a burn skill right now, though. Damn it.
You must find the quiet within.
He did offer a burn skill, technically, but it's not exactly what I want. When you use your leftmost item, increase the additional burn it gives from 2 to 3. Realistically, hotspots, the burn contributed by hotspot is not going to be the burn that really makes or breaks the run. It's certainly not going to be the burn that makes the run. Increasing just flat burn on board is so much better that I'm actually pushed right now to roll. Leftmost item has plus 16% crit chance, 10 additional damage to it. Your rightmost item has plus 30 shield. I'm going to take the leftmost item has plus 16% crit chance because in the leftmost slot, I'm almost certainly going to end up putting the power drill later or whatever is one of the fastest activating items for the sake of hotspot. So it means that slot is pretty likely to be related to a pretty good tool for us. Lost Crate, looking for an looking for a extra cool skill. And we don't get one. Retaliatory Toxins, though. First time you fall below half health each fight, poison 20. So we get below half health, we shield for 210 rather, and then we poison for 20. I've got skills that are good, I just haven't got skills that are good now. I don't think 50 health is going to make the difference for the fight, and I would really like to hold on to the super value hand. If 50 health would have made the difference, I will feel silly. Just so you know. Ah. Well, I'm very glad to have blast doors on this field against all of your exclusively weapons. You know, I don't think that 50 health would have made a difference. I'm just getting a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night, actually. Recap. Sick. Good work, team. And he sells small items, something to replace the... Oh, wow. Something to replace the power sander. And maybe upgrade the GPU. Maybe upgrade induction Aegis. Maybe give me a metronome. Look, any of those kinds of things could happen, and I hope all of them
You have
do.
to ask the price. You can't afford it.
Oh, well, I will tell you that a lovely little friend like First Aiden, who triggers with 4 seconds and then hastes an item for 2 seconds, is certainly going to find
Remember, diamonds come in small boxes.
easy entry on this field. Battery, charge the item to the left of this for 2 seconds. This is good. It is good. It's a good. It is a good. I feel like that's probably better than GPU right now.
Shall I gift wrap it for you?
Certainly not charcoal for us, though. So, 3 seconds into the fight, courtesy of our rush, rocket launcher goes off for the first time. Then 4 seconds into the fight, the battery charges 2 seconds into the rocket launcher, which means that 4 seconds later, it goes off again. Charcoal, when he's another friend, this gains +1 burn for the fight, not really relevant to what we're doing, and that's the Omega Ray. All right, now we can actually change our board. Woohoo! When you use the core, or another ray, this and adjacent burn items gain +2 burn for the fight. So now, we put the core on the far right, and then we use everything to make it as fast as possible, and Omega Ray is our burn scaling. You know, I almost feel like I should sell blast doors right now. I almost exactly feel like
Buyer's
that.
remorse never. Be remorseless.
Yeah, that'll do for the moment. To gold in the silver tier loot item, give me cooldown reduction for the board, or cinders. 6 additional shield for the induction Aegis. Sylvia sells silver tier items. If I went there, the only one I'd really be looking for is what's his name? The Solar Farm, right? With Solar Farm Metronome, right? Solar Farm Metronome Omega Ray, Solar Farm Metronome Omega Ray Battery, but like it's out of the subset of all items at silver tier, so like it's a very broad pool she has. I'm gonna sell this scrap as well as 4 of the chocolate bars. I'll head to the eating contest and get the bronze chocolate bars. B1 and B2 are never going to show up for me, and this is going to be really embarrassing, but it's okay. Eventually, I can give up on the B1 and B2 dream. It's just currently, you know, holding out is going okay. Bomb squad. When using adjacent friend, haste this 2 seconds. I'm gonna cash that crypto. That's severely decreased the value of going to a B1 and B2. And in fact, if I don't get B1 and B2 after the top clock shop, try saying that 10 times fast, I'll leave. Heavy Tesla coil. I do have 3 tech items on board. Induction Aegis, GPU, and battery. But I can't really afford a 2-sizer that is... What, you want to be adjacent to my fastest tech, which is my core, but my core needs to be adjacent to Omega Ray, as the Omega Ray needs to be adjacent to another. The builds just don't overlap. I'm very compelled to roll here, though, because Solar Farm could exist on the other side of this, and then suddenly our full board haste is completely solved. That doesn't do that. However, cool LEDs, when you use the core charge this, And it also helps us slow. I'm more than happy to sell the Induction Aegis for that. The shield given by the Induction Aegis is no longer really relevant. Alright, it's Bomb Squad, I'll get rid of it. No, I'm not running Race Car here. Not, like, if I had a solar farm, I might consider it, but even then, I probably wouldn't have room for them. Cool LEDs, another tech item every 5 seconds, slow an item 2 seconds when you use the core, charge this by 1 second. So it should be a relatively fast activating item. Over on the left-hand side, probably ends up with having a cooldown of like 3.5, something like that. We'll be able to see at the end of the fight. Well, unfortunately, First Aid is hasting things, so we can't just directly compare things anymore without studiously watching the board. God forbid I do that. All right, no tox. Sorry, no tox. No B1 and B2.
You have great potential.
I'll sell at the next available opportunity. Interesting. Firepower. When you use the core, adjacent weapons gain 20 additional damage for the fight. That is actually very interesting, because, like, rocket launcher over that side would gain 20 damage. That said, I have to generate another 10 gold to get it in the first place, and I only have 4 in my backpack right now. Okay, never mind. Let's not even entertain that possibility. However, especially considering there is actually a good one on here, Peaceful Eye. Your non-weapon items have 10% additional crit chance. That's my burn items. I'll take that.
As you draw breath, your training is about complete.
I told you that the B1 and B2 dream is dead, and I truly believe it. I'm going to be selling all of these chocolate bars now, especially because we've come to a fork in the road, by which I mean a Vanessa. And I no longer have the blast doors. Admittedly, I've eaten a lot of chocolate, but we'll see if that's enough. That's a double barrel. That's a double barrel with +2 to its max ammo and lifesteal. Thankfully, lifesteal is actually easier for us to deal with than most characters, because we are going to be dealing very consistent damage with our burn.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Nice. Admittedly, like, that board has very clearly, like, spent most of its resources. Like, the Pearl and the Jellyfish are doing nothing on that board. They are literally just there. Which means that it feels like, because there's 2 empty boards on the slot, this person has pushed it hard just looking for Crow's Nest and Double Barrel. Upgrade a silver or lower tier item. I think the most impact is to be found in upgrading the Omega Ray immediately, so that it gives an additional burn, both to its adjacencies and self. Uh-huh. I bet you think it's funny. I do bet you think it's funny, B1 and B2 turning up right after I told you. I'm mad. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I think that we just use this as an opportunity to upgrade our leftmost weapon. Like, I do want to upgrade GPU, but out of the things in hand, that would just be an economic gain for the upgrades. So, like, I get 4 gold by upgrading these, but also I lose 8 gold by having to buy the upgrade in the first place. So I'm just going to go to B1 and B2, take an upgrade on the rocket launcher. And Curio for cooldown reduction is nice, but I'm not really flush with cash. I'd like to go to the docks, work for a tool. Huh. Weather glass. Huh. Every 6 seconds, burn 4, poison 2. If you have another item with burn, poison, slow, or freeze, this has +1 multicast for each. Slow. Burn. It'd have improved toxins. I mean... Look, it's not online yet, certainly, but I think it could be. Enclave Weaver has some poison items as well. I don't need a poison trigger, by the way, where like Zookeeper has when you use a friend poison 1. I need an item on board that has the poison stat if I want Weatherglass to get an additional multicast. And the best chance, as well as a level 8 before the next fight, both lie behind the Enclave Weaver here. I can't think of any of those that I would run. I guess like maybe Ectoplasm literally is just a 1-slot poison item, but it's so slow. Thurable. Every 8 seconds, burn 6 and gain 2 regen for the fight. I'm sorry, Thurable, but you are just way worse of a burn tool than any of the burn tools that I just came equipped with. I cannot believe how many additional combats we've been getting this. Run it back, baby! Give me the Ectoplasm this time. I truly cannot believe how many additional fights we've been offered this run, specifically on a run where we are more than well equipped for them. Death caps. Yeah. Every 5 seconds, poison 1. Your poison item gain +1 poison for the fight. Professor Wriggle teaches poison skills. I can't go looking for poison skills right now, I don't think. I'll tell you, Bjorn teaches freeze skills. Going there and looking for first time you haste freeze to immediately freeze at the start of the fight from rush. Really big.
At absolute 0, atoms don't move at all. Is that slow enough for you?
The first time you haste each fight, freeze an item 3 seconds. I don't care what the gold item could have been. Oh, you're gonna give me another fight? I'm gonna... What is this? What is this experience gain? Let's see. Let's see what we do about this. I mean, we just straight up run into the guy. Oh, the Obsidian Fangs are double damage here rather than lifesteal now. Cool. Not relevant, but cool. I'm honestly quite glad to have gotten the gold belt there. Sells for a lot. I don't think Weatherglass is ready for prime time. It'd only have 2 additional multicast. So it'd have 3 multicast total, 2 additional, if it were on board. Which is every 6 seconds fire twice, but the thing is, it's also taking up 2 slots. Every 6 seconds fire 3 times, but it's also taking up 2 slots. I guess it's the same speed as the rocket launcher right now. You know what? It's the same speed as the rocket launcher right now. Huh. Oh, I can't use the battery to charge the Weatherglass because the battery would have to be on the left side of the Weatherglass, but the Weatherglass wants to be adjacent to Omega Ray. I guess unless I did that. Give the additional burn to the Weatherglass. 4 seconds in the fight, the battery goes off for the first time, causing the Weatherglass to go off. So 3 seconds into the fight, the rocket launcher goes off, and then 4 seconds into the fight, the Weatherglass goes off for the first time. That actually seems better. In fact, every 4 seconds, without, disruption by the enemy, every 4 seconds, the battery charges the Weatherglass remainder. Yeah. Also, it's worth noting, having access to some poison can be important, especially if the enemy is capable of generating giant shields, but nothing else. That's not very common at the moment, but it happens from time to time. Crazy things have happened. That is actually the worst item on their board to freeze. In fact, I would have preferred that to go off earlier. It would have been actively better for me. Yeah, that's a lot of burn on him, though.
Well, I guess motivation isn't everything.
Nice. Get him with the weather glass, Dooley. We're making a pretty clean break for 7 wins. I mean, immediately after that, we are going to fall over and directly into our previously dug and open grave. But, look, that's for 7 wins to figure out. JJ. Haya gets a burn item. Admittedly, a lot of burn items aren't burn items that I don't actually use at this point. Whereas JJ is entirely possible to sell me a poison item that I would.
People first, rough it 10th.
I mean, you upgrade the cool LEDs.
Sad to say goodbye.
Uzi. Fastest available item to put on the left-hand side here. I have to say, it's kind of disappointing, though. Because I kind of want to take rocket launcher off the field to put Uzi on. Maybe its battery goes off field.
Do you have to leave already?
Battery is responsible for a lot of haste. Uzi being the item that gets the rush is actually really nice, because then that means in the first 3 seconds, Uzi resolves 3 times, which is actually the same speed that rocket launcher would be contributing. First Aiden is giving 4 seconds and then also 2 additional seconds of haste, so it's kind of like a battery. I think this is faster, but I think there's a world where the rocket launcher ends up going offline, the weather glass ends up taking its position, and then other items end up taking off the left. Also, it's worth noting, I may need to get rid of the weather glass sooner rather than later. It is going to imply a lot of constriction on my board states. It's entirely possible I could tie myself into knots trying to satisfy it. And you are kidding me with these fights. In a good way. You are absolutely joking me in the nicest possible way. Oh, you gotta be kidding. This is good. Nice. Electric eels. When you're going to use an item, charge this 1 second. Look, Death Caps is not going to be the item we field. Neither is Curable, so I can sell those two. Silver tier friends, silver tier lead item, silver tier item. I can happily get rid of the electric eels because I am not going to be fielding them. 3 spaces for a slow item, or I could have 1 spaces for a slow item. Oh, we even have extract ready. Oh, actually, I was about to say extract ready for our poison item, but realistically, the extract should just immediately go into the weather glass. Why wouldn't it? So we hit level 10 if we fight the shock trooper or the thug. Thug's bonk. Thug's bonk would be great. Shock trooper, do you have anything for me right now? I mean, he does have burn-related items, but do you have burn-related items that I care about? That's the real question. Welding helmet, nitro, induction Aegis, incendiary rounds. I don't care about the amount of burn triggers. I care about the amount of burn that my enemy has. I will care about the amount of burn triggers at some point from Hotspot. But when I have Hotspot, I'm not going to want incendiary rounds to be the adjacency for a possible item on the left-hand side that's a tool that's activating it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. It's a power drill. I wouldn't want that. I want metronome, ideally. I think this is a perfect position for us to take Thug. I think it doesn't cost us as much as it usually would to try.
worry, okay?
I'm obviously looking for a specific outcome here, but I'm not going to tell you what bonk I'm looking for, because then I would get something else like brass knuckles. Dang. Every 8 seconds, 24 damage, and poison to put a 10% of it. Grandmaster, skill upgrades. Those are really important right now because Rush upgrade, Immolating Spark upgrade, Peaceful Eye, Quick Freeze. Yeah, like about half of our skills are really worth upgrading. Unfortunately, Pole's also the possibility of getting the Solar Farm for full board haste. Oh, did you have to? We could get additional poison, 2 additional poison on the Weather Glass. Yay! All right, I'm gonna go to Midsworth. I have enough money that I can afford to.
The Grand Society of Master Merchants welcomes you.
Yeah. Pylon, every 3 seconds, slow an item 1 second. When you slow, haste an item 1 second. I do only have slow access via cool LEDs, but like, with the right enchant, I could certainly see Pylon. We just don't have the right enchant. I mean, we are about to roll a day into the future and see what enchants we get there.
That's how it's done.
Radiance. That might be the least useful of the available options. All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take random because I really don't think that Radiant on any of my items right now is the solution. Very quickly, Weatherglass has a couple of good enchants. Shielded, Restorative, obviously Toxic and Fiery. The real reason I wouldn't want to enchant the Weatherglass is because if I get Burn or Freeze as my enchant, I'm going to want it on a different item so that it gives the multicast to the Weatherglass. I mean, it feels like it's random on core here because the core triggers the most times. The core has the highest impact for a lot of the different effects.
Have you ever considered becoming triangular?
All right. Okay. That's not actually a whiff, where it used to be a whiff, because it was just healing for a static amount, but now it heals for 10 times the burn of the item itself, and I'm scaling the burn of the core. So it's actually healing for a pretty significant amount. Bulgur. We should be able
Underestimate me.
to get
Makes this
quite
more fun.
regular healing in this fight, which is going to be relevant because the enemy has Pufferfish Jellyfish, and yes, a lot of cooldown reduction courtesy of Figurehead. They don't have any slowing agents on their board. It's just that their board is resolving so quickly that my board feels really slow in comparison.
Like my crew says at the bar, another round.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing about it. My board is slow only in comparison. If you look at impact, it's doing pretty well. I mean, they actually had a seaweed going off every 4.8 seconds. Big heals. 4.8 seconds, and it had perma-haste from the start of the fight. Yet our core still won up more times. 6-second cooldown on the Omega Ray, so we were like at least 18 seconds into the fight. Uzi fired 10 times, so we were... 3 of those firings are from its haste at the very start, 3 seconds in, so then there's 7, 14... So 17 seconds. We were 17 seconds into the combat. The the restorative ignition core went off 9 times. So that's about a 2-second cooldown. In fact, it's slightly faster than a 2-second cooldown. Hell yeah. We only have to win one more day to have the absolute best run a duel can have. I say that sarcastically. It's semi-sarcastic.
Take your time. I'm pretty laid back.
Miss Isles. How the mighty have fallen. Missiles, you used to be equivalent to 2 different items in each slot doing a 3-second cooldown. That's really quick. Now you're equivalent to 2 4-second items in 2 different slots with their cooldowns. That's actually, and this is true, basic. That's normal. That's default. First aid in 4 seconds. Induction Aegis used to be 4 seconds, was changed to 5. GPU, 4 seconds. Lighter, normally fast at 3. Uzi has ammo because it is the fastest. Like, cool LEDs used to be 4, was changed to 5. Like, there are so... The battery 4, literally, there's so many 4-second resolutions in the game that, like, what made Missiles special in terms of her speed has already been completely eviscerated in giving her an additional second to her cooldown time. She's still probably a really good damage carrier, but, like, who's running Friends Dually at the moment? Motherboard. Haste the core 3 seconds. When the core gains haste, it gains 20 damage to the fight. Nope.
You leave it behind, someone else finds it. It all works out.
Snack time for 200 max HP? Honestly, yes. Car Conductor, we're going to be going Wandering Shoal, especially because Wandering Shoal... Ooh, Crypto is selling for 11. That's the maximum it can sell for. The Silver Crypto. Bug, etc. I've mentioned it before. Wandering Shoal, I'm hoping for a poison item from you. Though I will note, I'd be totally okay with Thick Hide. When you slow charge an item 1 second, just cool LEDs, additional charge for other items. Love it. The best poison pickup here, I guess, would be Catfish for us. But Catfish or Jellyfish, either of the 1 slots would be okay. That's Jellyfish. When you use an adjacent aquatic item, this gains haste for 3 seconds, but realistically, it is a poison item. That is all that matters. It carries the tag Poison, allowing me to get an additional multicast on the Weather Glass. Sure, the battery is going to be off the field and slow things down. Is an additional cast from the Weather Glass worth that? I don't think so, actually. Hear me out. Weather Glass right now is actually just a fast item. That's all it really is. It is an item that triggers quite quickly on the left-hand side, which is to say 4 seconds in, it gets 3 resolutions. Obviously, it's actually 6 seconds for 3 resolutions. It's just being assisted by an item next to it. I can't take Uzi off the field because realistically, where does our actual damage come from? We can have a look at the end of a battle resolution. It comes from the rocket launcher, the restorative ignition core, and the Omega Ray. They are just speed. Realistically, battery and weather glass are currently the holding place for a solar farm, for anything that just gives haste to my entire board.
The Bazaar's a
JJ?
crazy place, right?
I would have used you if you turned up earlier. Balloon Bot. This got changed in a recent patch. 4 seconds to shield 20. When you use a weapon, this gains 15 shield for the fight. It used to only be when you use the weapon to the right of this. Now it respects all weapons on the field. It has become better. I just haven't gotten to use it since then. Well, Weak Point Detector and Hacksaw, neither of which seem appropriate for this build. And look, Plasma Rifle cares about the amount of burn triggers that I do, and then it uses those burn triggers to ramp its damage. But the thing is, my burn triggers are actually huge, so by the time this does any breachable damage, I've already burnt them down.
Maybe I should lower my prices.
It's gotta be Simon. Skills unique to Dually.
There's a lot
I'm
of
gonna be
royals
keeping my core on field is why that's the case, by the by. Party Luck at 1999. I'm not gonna be upgrading that many friends. Firepower. Nope. And Machine Learning. No, thank you. Please give me something good. Ooh. Okay. Burn Containment is the one that we immediately think of here. First 5 times you burn each fight, charge a shield item 1 second. The only thing is I don't have what they refer to as a shield item. I could put the Induction Aegis on field as my shield item. Honestly, if I were to do that, I feel like I should actually take the weather glass off the field. I feel like instead of weather glass, I should just run a bunch of fast items on the left-hand side, and then the induction Aegis is the item that just gets, like, very quickly charged and then charges back. But also, like, why would I take that if I'm using it to charge an item that I don't like just to get one charge back in the restorative core, when instead I could just freeze the first 5 times I use the core each fight?
I wrote this widget just for you, Dooley, because you're my favorite.
Because you're my favorite. Agreed, Simon. Well... I think I'm kind of like a Dooley Pig crossover. Anyhow. I think I'll field this for the fight. Wow. I've never run into fewer weapons finesses in my life. Oh! Big immediate freeze on the pufferfish there. 2 freezes have hit the pearl. Freezing the seaweed every so often as well. We actually froze the seaweed for a full second right before we burned them down. They were about to get 500 health back. And that's it. We did it. We won the game as Dooley. Now, there's a fun post-credit sequence as Dooley where you can try to fight for 3 more days. You're not expected to win, but you can try and go to 10 wins on Dooley. It's a little Easter egg that you get. All you have to do is click the bushes, top, bottom, top, middle, middle, top, and then continue. See? You can actually go to day 9. JJ.
A friend.
I was literally going to ask if you had solar farm, by the way. I just want you to know that. I want you to know off the top that that was my intention to ask that question. Well, solar farm. Every 8 seconds, haste your other items 1 second and gain 6 regeneration for the fight. When you burn, charge this 2 seconds. It will be in the hotspot position, which means when I use my leftmost item, I will burn, which means it will trigger on that, giving itself a faster cooldown. I want more haste triggers to come out on the field from that. I think I replaced the rocket launcher with lighter, because lighter in 6 seconds does 2 in a single slot. So, like, this is technically faster for the board state, and I still have a weapon on board in order to get the rush at the very start of the fight so I can trigger the quick freeze. But this is more item resolution, more items that are getting haste as well. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think there's a world where cool LEDs doesn't need to be on this board as well, but I'm struggling to find my way there. Metronome. When you use an adjacent item, haste the other adjacent item 2 seconds. You might think, now Raps, you just solved all of your haste problems. Why do you care about metronome? Well, because the thing is, if the power drill turns up, I still have to use it. Because I got the hot... you know? Look, I'm not going to go looking for it. It's not like I'm going to click Isla, specifically hoping that she has power drill. I'm going to be annoyed if she doesn't show it to me initially. I'm going to roll, and then I'm going to groan. Something like, ugh, god damn it, Isla. I'm even going to make it sound realistic. And then I would leave her store without buying anything because she gave me no power drill. Like that, like you really think that's where we're at?
All my weapons have been tested in battle.
What, just because we are? Ugh. It's, Revenant. It's Enclave Revenant. Oh, look at him. much more powerful. Ouroboros has been upgraded. You replace the death caps because it's too slow for your board. You've even got a Basilisk Mang now. So it doesn't look like I do need the Solar Farm upgrade to get to Perma Haste, but it does look like if I did upgrade it once, I would never drop out of haste ever. Its uptime is like 90% at least at the moment though. Multi-loot item cooldown reduction, ideally for the entire board. I mean, yeah, we'll put additional burn on the call. And he sells small items. Oh. Andy. Is there any way that your small items are more valuable than 200 health? 200 health as well as 20 additional heal on both of my healing items? Like, you'd have to have the upgrade for Omega Ray, basically.
Now this is health food. Literally.
Curio has cooldown reduction, but Pearl is possibly
like
the
a
most busted.
Need some work?
Old sword, Dually Scarf, or freeze removal, red button, not needed. I'm looking for extreme. I see pyrocarbon. Every 6 seconds, shield 120, and then freeze a small item or medium item for 2 seconds. When you gain burn, haste your items 2 seconds. So I'd have to have self-burning items alongside that realistically, which I do not have. It is interesting, but also I go out of my way to find self-burn items so that I can freeze their stuff. Sure, but like, when you gain burn, haste your items 2 seconds. But this will still only ever go up every 2 seconds. But its rider effect goes off slightly faster than that, I guess. No, I'm not going to do it. Arkan's Ring, when you sell this, recover 5 prestige. If I lost today, I would need that tomorrow to still be in the run without getting to Death's Day. No. I don't hedge my bets here. I look for power here. Oh my god. Ice cream truck. Every 8 seconds, freeze an item 3 seconds. When you use another non-weapon item, charge this 1 seconds? Nah, I'm no big city lawyer. I'm not even a small city lawyer. I failed the bar. But if I could field this, that's a lot of freeze. Realistically, the problem is, like, what slot does this take? It takes the solar farm slot. If it takes the solar farm slot, can I ever access perma-haste for my board? Do I need perma-haste for my board? I could give this haste. I could put an Uzi on the other side of it. I could take, you know, the First Aiden probably off the field, pop a metronome down, give this perma-haste every 4 seconds, freeze an item for 3 seconds. I have to say, the more and more I'm thinking about it, the more and more it's appealing to me. Weatherglass would want to be on that board. Right? And then the truck go there. The real problem with this board is because I had to take the Uzi off, I lose my quick freeze, I lose my rush. But like, What, would I take Omega Ray off board? No scaling so that I don't get the additional healing out of the restorative? Like, most of my damage right now is directly related to the Omega Ray. If I'm not also scaling in fights, then there's no real point. But I would also definitely need additional haste on the board. So, like, we'd be down to a 3 cast on the Weather Glass. I'm only considering it as much as I am because if I have any way of winning, I am going to need to lock down enemy boards as well as do my own stuff. This is a really good board. I'm worried that I'm going to kill it to try and add disruption. I rolled. Out of keg. Deal damage equal to... let me just change my board state back to what it was previously as well, so I'm not so nervous. There we go. Oh, God. Oh, I totally forgot what our board was. There we are. Capacitor, charge adjacent items 1 second. Tropical Island, powder keg. I'd have to upgrade this as well as find 2 slots on my board somehow. Dragon Breath. When you use an adjacent or a dragon item, this gains +2 burn for the fight. That's not the sort of scaling we need access to right now. Restorative Thermal Lance. That's fun. Every 7 seconds, burn 2. Heal equal to 10 times this item's burn. When it gains haste, give it additional burn. The problem is, in order to put this on field, I have to slow my board down so heavily that this will gain significantly less haste and therefore scale significantly less than if I just didn't run it. Too slow, buddy. Like, maybe if your cooldown was 5 seconds? It's medium. So, like, you have to account for the fact that it's medium as well. It's taking up 2 slots where other items could be, not just the 1. Hey, boy. We're getting to the point that I should really stop. This is even funnier. Oven Mitts. Every 6 seconds, haste an item 2 seconds. And shield 20. When you burn, charge this 2 seconds. I'm gonna upgrade the Weather Glass while fully knowing that I'm not gonna run it. I should have just bought and sold the ice cream truck. I wasn't thinking of making an economic play at that time. I was thinking of just continuing to look until I found something relevant. And, well, I did. The relevant thing I found was the end of my money. If I want to get to permahaste on the board faster, we do that. So the Uzi 1 second into the fight gives haste to the solar farm. You know what? Yeah, that's better. That's going to result in significantly better activation speed for us.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, a slowing submarine as well. That's going to be a bit annoying. Thankfully, I too am applying some slow, as well as my own very, very large amount of burn. Which is helping to suppress this enemy's armor here. I don't know if we're going to be able to come out on top, though, because they're lifestealing and armoring at the same time, as well as getting a lot of damage gain. Yeah, okay, we only have a chance in that fight when the heavy submarine is slowed. Their damage gain is from trained as well, by the way. It's literally just this slows 3 items every 2 seconds, and this slows 3 items every 1.5 seconds, because they're both perma-hasted. And that's a total of 30 additional damage to the heavy submarine every time there's a cycle of that. Dang. Hey, I gotta say. I know I didn't do it. that the ice cream truck would have won that fight. Oh, burning Caldara enchant item with burn effects whenever you use an item adjacent to the metronome. Burn? I do think that's what I go for, because any item adjacent to the metronome immediately causing burn means that the solar farm is good, but also when the solar farm gives way to, I don't know, something like a power drill, that's also good. So now when the solar farm goes off, it immediately burns twice. One from the fiery metronome and then one from itself from hotspot. So it gets 4 seconds worth of charge. That's a lot of haste, baby. You know what? I need money. Show me a burn item. It is thermal arts, and I'll be selling it for that reason. Upgrade an item. We don't need the additional seconds of haste out of solar farm at this point. We've got a much faster activation, and we've got much more haste coming out of the field. An upgrade for Omega Ray for better scaling is okay. Realistically, it's not going to change our fortunes that much, unfortunately. My activation speed at the start of the fight is pretty good. Our lockdown of enemies, it's not especially high. We have some slow, we have some freeze. We have a freeze that starts at the very start of the fight. We're ruthlessly quite fair. Soul of the District. Shield equal to your current health, and then deal damage equal to your current shield. Look, I'll hold it, but it's definitely 50 gold to me.
I would never debase my wares by haggling. Ugh.
Andy, even diamond tier charcoal is just unfortunately far too slow, and also I'm not running friends on this board. Could you not have offered me an isocoric freezer? I want the ability to freeze their fast item, please.
I understand. Class isn't for everyone.
I mean, if I can't freeze their fast item, I'll just have to make myself faster. Curio, care to help?
Relax.
That'll count, buddy, that'll count. I'll be taking the feather for 2% cooldown reduction to the entire board, makeshift barricade for an additional second of slow on the cool LEDs. A insect wing for additional cooldown reduction as well, and I can just hold on to a bar of gold
Reuse everything.
in case it becomes relevant. Additional cooldown reduction to the core, ideally. Certainly the primary target for us. Bjorn teaches freeze skills. I kind of want him to teach, when the first time you freeze in the fight, haste. Or, honestly, the first time you burn in a fight. Because that's also 1 second into the fight. I need additional freeze triggers if I want to have any chance.
Everyone's already so slow, but sure, let's make it worse.
First time you slow each fight, freeze an item 4 seconds. Yep, that happens pretty quickly.
It's hard to dislike
Not at
a
start
paying
of fight,
customer,
but
I'm up to the challenge.
quite quickly thereafter. I wield thunder.
Dethrone a king, not to
All right, we're up against either Zeus or Thor, but certainly one of the thunder gods. The mythical 6 multicast weatherglass has shiny for the additional multicast. That's a huge amount of freeze that we've stacked on a bunch of enemy items quite quickly, and then
Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
yeah, that fight very literally came down to Creeping Chill, Quick Freeze, and Liquid Cooled lockdown appropriate items, especially the Rainbow Potion and the Beach Ball, and the Black Pepper at really good times, which prevented them from going off absolutely insanely. When you burn with an item poison, when you poison with an item burn, and you got the 6. Oh my god, that's a potent weatherglass. If you had more lockdown on that board, I'd have been really screwed.
Make deals, not war. You are enough, friend. But I'm glad you bought this.
Well. Isocoric Freezer. Freeze an item of a cooldown of 4 seconds or lower for 2 seconds. Permahaste to our board is nice, but let's just entertain the possibility that a 4 times casting Weatherglass that has permahaste from the start of the fight might be relevant. It's many more individual burn triggers. Obviously, it comes with some associated poison. It comes with some associated poison as well. Isocoric Freezer doesn't require that I put the Weatherglass back on field. I could totally just not have the Weatherglass on that field. The thing is, I can't also find enough spaces for the Solar Farm to go back on field.
Good. Slow down. Breathe.
I do think the permahaste of the board is pretty important. And the Uzi is also really important. But you know what? The Uzi gives burn, or triggers burn whenever it goes off, so it's already charging the Solar Farm really, really quickly at the start of the fight. I'm going to instead use the Uzi to charge the Isocoric Freezer to make sure the Isocoric Freezer gets haste as quickly as possible, so that if the enemy does have an item with a 4-second or lower cooldown, I can just constantly freeze it. Because guess what? This doesn't care about their size, it cares about their cooldown. So Fixer Upper, get frozen. Submarine, get frozen. Langshan, that has been affected by infinite cooldown reductions, and now it's 3.2 seconds until it crits you in the face for 11,000 damage, get frozen.
Inner stillness.
I think this helps me a lot. I get a little less powerful to put this on board, certainly.
Let's chat.
God damn it. Well, fiber optics, when you use your leftmost item, charge your rightmost item 1 second. I'm going to buy it, but unless it's upgraded, if it's giving 2 seconds of charge, I can look at it again. But until then, we'll just have it. Juggler from Trash Titan is obviously incredible, but also, it's like 1 out of like 9, 8 items that he has? Hey, give me a break, it's not gonna happen. Let's go to the Awakened District and actually get some value. Yeah, that was a lot of lockdown. Trickle-down economics when you use a large item, haste another item for 4 seconds. Yay! Even more haste from the Solar Farm. Unfortunately, it's another item, so it can't get its own haste there. Ooh, Cinders for additional burn. Definitely goes on the core that heals me when it triggers. I'll look at Pole just for the possibility that you upgrade the Solar Farm again. Yeah, I'll take it.
This money. What should I do with it?
Cooldown reduction from Curio. Certainly seems the most applicable of these options. I don't really care about additional haste or additional slow. It's literally just cooldown reduction, and burn. No, I'm gonna go to the aerodrome because you can get unique. Yeah, you can get what, 300 additional health here? Yeah, just over 300. That's yes, that's actually better. As it turns out, it's better. Oh, piggy boy. I hope you're ready for the most still yo-yo you've ever seen in your life.
Big for you to steal.
That yo-yo's not a toy anymore. That yo-yo is now used to write letters. That's right, I'm telling you, that yo-yo is going to be stationary. Or maybe just an Atlatl that's frozen. That could be good too. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near enough. They have a Regal Blade that just decided to crit us for, yeah, 2,000 every time it went off. I was burning and healing a large amount, but like, I can't scale to numbers that large. Can you stop trying to give me Celestial Conduit like it's a thing that I care about? I can use it. Oh, I can put it on Isocoric Freezer all you want, but it's not going to change my fortunes.
Space is my canvas, and time is my canvas.
No, healing for 70 every time the soul farm goes off is also not going to do that, but randomizing it so it could have gotten shiny or fiery or any of those kinds of things, yeah, I think that was worth a while. Hello, Power Drill. I have an interesting question for you, Power Drill. And it goes like this. Do you go on the board?
I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
Because I don't know if you go on the board.
Oh, come on then. Let's get this over with.
Those two are the obvious additional items to go on field, right? At the start of fight, we will haste, and we will freeze, and now we have our Creeping Chill back on board for the addition. Creeping Chill, Cool LEDs wants to be on this board really badly. I lose the perma-haste to the entire board, but every time the power drill goes off, it burns from hotspot, it hastes from fiery metronome, and it burns from fiery metronome, so it gets 6 seconds worth of charge. The isocoric goes off every 2 seconds for a freeze and a haste. Cool LEDs, all like anytime any item goes off, they cause the power drill to go off faster. But like realistically, unless the power drill is going off almost internal cooldown, like is it gonna be better than getting haste on the restorative core? I'm struggling to see the position where that will be the case. My burn isn't growing as large as I want, as early as I want. Maybe that's the solution. I keep the cool LEDs for the additional lockdown on board. In fact, I keep everything for additional lockdown on board. And I only care about the scaling of the Omega Ray and the restorative core. I don't think less damage is the solution right now, but I also don't think I can generate enough more damage for that to be the solution either. So I think if I'm stuck between the two, that I'm best off in a position where I try and just perma-lock down the enemy board so that it doesn't matter how much I scale. I scale more than your board that isn't happening.
To be a dervish is to be free. Join us.
I'm more than happy to take upgrades, because the Isocoric Freezer would love to freeze for an additional second. Getting it up to Diamond tier is actually pretty important to me.
I got everything you need. Just a matter of finding it. Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Makeshift barricade is back online with cool LEDs. 5 seconds of slow, really reasonable. Starting to contribute to actual lockdown. None of those are relevant. Alrighty, tidy. Pig, how can I lock down your fixer-upper today? I'm not saying every pig's doing fixer-upper. I'm not even saying that I'd resent him for doing so.
I should warn you. I'm not
But what is your fixer-upper doing today, and how can I stop it? That's Pig's Gym, if I've ever seen one. Yep. Oh, I knew which one was going to be Caltrops even at the very start. Oh, he froze it before it activated the first time? Oh, no, but it unfortunately activated. So now Caltrops is doing 370 damage every time I activate an item, which means I invariably am going to die.
No hard feelings, right?
Yeah. Look, Isokoric was exactly what I needed here. I needed it as haste as I got it. I needed all of these items to be frozen basically permanently, and that's just too much to ask for from one small item to be able to do. Oh my gosh. They had void energy, but they didn't even get to use it. Desperate Cleanse as well. If I got them to half health, they would have just revealed everything and immediately killed me, because this would definitely be at 1 second cooldown. So with the yo-yo, because of the... Well, actually, yeah, so with the yo-yo because of the adjacency. Yo-yo still has to charge for a single second, and then it gets 3 seconds immediately from the adjacency. Honestly? How could you possibly be sad when you get to run Weatherglass's Dually? This run is realistically, like, all Isokoric Freezer, to be entirely honest. It's Omega Ray and Isokoric Freezer. Solar Farm was nice. Solar Farm was good. Solar Farm Hotspot. Alas. I guess I just needed shielded on something, and then I could shield for significantly less than the damage of the Caltrops. We just got too late game for Dually, realistically, and unfortunately it feels like in this patch, too late game for Dually can occur from day 7 onwards. More than happy to clock in 8 wins on that one. I can't wait until they fix that bug. I'd love to be able to see my items laid out appropriately at the end of every round, rather than just some of them. For the moment, though... Oh, I'm not about to say we're about to go. For the moment, though, we have 121 different chests. I'll pop open 120. I was thinking I'd just open 100 and then save for the next 100, but... Look. We have 120, and it's much easier for me to just click the additional button 2 times. Ooh, rank ticket. Nice. I'm pretty hopeful for another legendary at some point. I'm hoping the next legendary I get is the Vanessa. The Captain's Vanessa. Certainly the one I'm most excited about. I'd also really like there to be more hits rather than literally just legendary. Like, after the first, I don't know, maybe 50 chests, it was already at the point where I had pretty much everything, and the only things that were, you know, additionally exciting to open were the legendaries. Got another rare one. In Loose Cannon Vanessa, Diamond Skin. Pretty sure that's the rarity directly below Legend. Oh, I got a second rank ticket somewhere as well. Also got another chest in that previous one. Nothing new. Also, the chests themselves come in seasons, it appears. Like the beta season. Oh, wait, no, I already had this, right? Yeah, House Koshina. I do really like that one, though, so more than happy to have it. Oh. Captain's hat. No, it still considers itself to be diamond tier. I thought the animation looked a little bit more special than that. 2 more sets of 10 to open, and then we are out of here. I may reconsider opening these on camera in the future. Just because there's almost nothing to get at this point, and the things that are to get are so rare. I guess I'm glad that my first legendary open was at least one of the chests that I opened in this series. For the moment, though, let me just say that my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. Well, you better believe it's been the Bazaar. Top left is the series playlist, and all my content on the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generally see supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Kimaru. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.